Hi, Macaco here. If I look at my life and I look what really matters to me, then I must say there is one thing that is standing out in front of everything else. And this is meaningful relationships. And no wonder this is so, because even science has shown that we are hardwired, our brains are hardwired to connect with other people. And this goes back to our origins, when being connected with the others, being in a group, meant to have protection against all kinds of dangers, to have shelter, and to have food. So no wonder this is so important to live a happy life. Now, have you ever realized that sometimes when you have meaningful relationships, maybe you have been talking for hours and hours and hours, and in meaningful relationships after, you feel really full and you feel more energy than before and you feel more whole inside of yourself. Even after having talked for hours, you will, or having done things together even without talking, you will feel that this is something that is doing you good. It's making you meaningful. It's really giving you something. Now, that's when relationships are at their most. And the good news is that you can have meaningful relationships even now, in this moment of time, during the lockdown, through technology. Because it's amazing how our thoughts and our perceptions can flow even through the channel of technology. Because in technology you have two of the three dimensions present. You have the sight and you have the hearing. So it's really incredible how we are also able as human beings to adapt to new situations. I have a friend, for example, living in Scotland, and we have a friendship that goes over 13 or 14 years back. And it started because we were working for the same organization inside of the Global Eco-Village Network. So we met, in the beginning we met very often, several times a year. And then we met at least once or twice a year. But we would have a meeting online at least once a month, just on a personal level, to share and to reflect together about things. And this is such an important relationship for me. It's so important because we really shared so much and we built up a deep, deep friendship that is so useful and that is a win-win situation for both of us. And I have another friendship, and it's really amazing that when you are able to look at things in a different way, it allows you to become wider, to open your perception. Now, meaningful relationships is something that need to be cured and that need to be taken care of over time. It needs some investment of your time, but what it gives to you, it's at least 100 times more than what you're giving. I have another thing that is really amazing. I picked up a very old relationship of over 35 years that has been there all the time, and we were connecting once or twice a year, not so often, but we were always there. We had a very, very intense relationship when we were younger. And this relationship was kind of in standby, but it was always there. And then when we started to have a project lately together, and one of the three helped me to in a project. And so we came close again. It was amazing because it was like immediately, it was like the same relationship that we had 30 years ago. This is what meaningful relationships are. Also, this is one of the specialties about meaningful relationships, because they never go away. It's like a substance. It's like something that is there. And this connection is really like, it's always there and it doesn't go away. And while the people go on, it's like as if you were developing in the same direction all the time. At least this is my experience. So we picked up this relationship and decided to set up the trio again, and now we are meeting once every week or every 2 weeks, and we start our relationship just by talking, having a conversation about something that in that moment is very important to one of the persons. And what happens is then we always enter into a deep conversation because it's important for the three of us. Isn't that amazing? It's always like, because when we are talking about something, we are also similar. So when we talk about something, it's also happening in some way to all the others. Now, meaningful relationships really allow us to look at things from a different perspective. It allows us to go outside of ourselves, reflect. And this is possible because there's no fear of judgment. There is no fear of judgment because you know that the others love you, respect you, and don't judge you. And this is so important because it allows you to really come out and where there's no need to protect yourself, to defend yourself. Because you know that the others accept you without any condition. And this is a freedom that allows you to look at things that is amazing, and it allows you to tackle things because problems shrink. They shrink so much that it's easy to tackle them. Another thing about this kind of sharing is that it allows you to really look at different parts of yourself, to get feedback without the fear, because you can accept the feedback, because you don't feel judged again. And this is so, so important. So meaningful relationships also allow you to know that if there is something, there will be always someone for you, no matter what. And that's the most important treasure that there is. To know that there is always someone who will support you. I think this is priceless. So meaningful relationships really allow us to grow beyond ourselves and to become the person that we really want to be. I hope these reflections have been useful for you, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you want to know more about my work, please go into and be part of my Facebook group, or go into my Facebook page, Macaco Tamerice Life Coach. And there is my Facebook group that is called Together for a Meaningful Life, that you can join just by clicking on the link that is in the post. But if you want to know even more, please go on to my website, macacotamerice.com, and join my YouTube channel, Macaco Tamerice Life Coach. So thank you very much, and I see you next time.